Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'll be talking about the differences in company cultures in Belgium compared to those in the United States of America. There are six major areas of comparison that we use to better understand how Belgium culture would affect your business if the company were to open up a second location in Belgium. So this allows us to compare the different cultures using the same form of measurement, no matter what country or what culture. It also provides a great tool when cross-training or preparing managers to better understand cultures and countries as they travel or as they have new members on the team. The first cultural dimension is power distance. And power distance is a quantifiable amount of acceptance for those who are of lower members of society that give influence to those of higher levels of society. So this can vary depending on the culture, but in Belgium, they're very comfortable in that culture giving over that power and that influence to those in authority. They have a large number of power and authority, those of power and authority in that area. Formality and influence in Belgium is common and understood. It's very well respected. In the United States, there is kind of the opposite feeling that there is a belief that everyone is uniquely made and you have the right to acquire your own influence based on merit and hard work. So it's up to you and it's your choice to make the difference. Next, we'll be looking at individualism and how it compares societies that focus on being self-sufficient and being concerned with the needs of oneself and one's family to the collectivists who focuses on the needs of the group. Both in the United States and in Belgium, they're both very highly individualistic. So they rely mainly on merit and hard work to succeed and focus on the needs of oneself and the family. They enjoy tasks and are accustomed to being rewarded based on that merit. And likewise, the communication styles for both of these societies is very direct and business related. So they should have very little to no difference in this regard between Belgium and the United States. Masculinity is another tool of comparison that we look at. Belgium is very neutral in terms of masculine versus feminine in their country when we're looking at how they do business. So you compare to the United States, who's a very masculine country. They like to be very aggressive and always go for the win. Where typically the Belgian companies, they take more time to decide and look at a contract or an agreement, so to speak, and they want to find this big business decision. They want to weigh all the pros and cons. They want to look at all the several options to find a very mutually agreement that is great for everyone at the table, and that is a compromise. Depending on the region, north or south, this score of masculinity in Belgium can fluctuate up to 20 points. So geography will be a key point when communicating and better understanding management styles, as well as when you're planning to locate in Belgium. The thought process of decisions will be more methodical and less aggressive compared to those of the United States. So it's very important to keep that in mind. By nature, the U.S. it's known for being very competitive and is always looking for a win. Americans enjoy sharing and are very proud of their successes. They usually look for ways to show how successful they've become and how they live to work in their culture. We see it all over social media. They're very driven by the possibility to improve and always make things better, always looking for the next big thing. Next, we'll be looking at the uncertainty avoidance and what that looks like compared in Belgium versus the United States. Belgians really enjoy having work structure and guidance and rules in the workplace. They've been overruled many times with many new regulations. I know they're still working towards a constitution of some kind, is my understanding. Whereas the United States has had some foundation for some years. The United States and Americans in general are open to new ideas. Very vastly different in this respect. So when moving a new business into Belgium, they are going to want a lot of structure, a lot of guidelines to feel at ease, especially with a transition of some kind or walking into something new. Whereas in the American culture, very comfortable with change and new ideas, they're more likely to be accepting of that. On that same note, as we were talking about the Belgians being taken over many times, they are also very realistic and very understanding of what long-term orientation means. They've been able to adapt and been able to roll with the punches many times. So when it comes to long-term orientation, they're very, very comfortable with that, of looking down the road and understanding what's coming next. As when it comes to the United States, Americans are very much so the opposite. We're very analytical, we like to do our research, and then we're very opinionated about what we have up ahead. We tend to focus on the short-term success. In American culture, things are usually quarterly. That's a very few months compared to the long term. So this is another big obstacle if you're looking at Belgium that you need to be very aware of, that when it comes to short terms, they're going to be also looking at the long terms. They're very comfortable looking in those terms. Although there are many differences between Belgium and the United States, there is one that links them together very clearly. They both like to indulge. When they're not on the clock, they like to go and indulge in life. They like to experience life to the fullest. So this is something that will cross borders for both moving to Belgium and the United States. There's a very thin gap there that they both show in that their statistics that these cultures tend to be those that are more optimistic and that they like to live life. So that's something that will carry over very well. So Belgium would be a wonderful business opportunity. In conclusion, they have a very strong respect for the management, and that is something I think most businesses would enjoy, that there's already a wonderful company structure that they would respect. They also enjoy rules and structure, and so as long as there is a great structure already in place, this is something that I think the company would run with and be successful with. The communication style, as long as there is a healthy communication and that the employees feel valued, this is an extra step than probably what we see in America. They need to feel like what they're doing is making a difference. And then finally, that mindset of knowing that everything is not going to be a compromise. That'll be a struggle for them and for you as well, that not everything is going to be a win-win. Although it's in America's nature that everything needs to be a win, that sometimes there needs to be a compromise. So as long as that's in mind, I really think that Belgium could be a great win for your company. Thank you so much again. I appreciate your time and hope this information was helpful. Have a great day.